Welcome to CSEGuru. In this session, we will discuss DAA VTU question paper 2023 solution. Question number 3C. Sort the below given array of elements using quick sort. Mention time complexity. So this is the array they have given. You have to sort this given array using quick sort algorithm, and also you should provide the time complexity. That is the best case, worst case and average case time complexity. So what do you mean by quick sort algorithm? Quick sort is an important sorting algorithm that is based on the concept of divide and conquer approach. So divide and conquer approach, in the sense there are three steps in divide and conquer approach. First step is the given problem will be divided into sub-problems. Second step is conquer, in the sense you need to find the solution for the sub-problem separately. Then third step is combine. If you are combining the solutions of these sub-problems, in the sense you will get the original problem solution. So that is divide and conquer approach. And here in quick sort, it divides or partitions the given input array according to their value. It will partition. And partition is nothing but arranging the array elements in a way that all the elements of the left side array is less than or equal to partition element, and all the elements of the right side array is greater than or equal to partition array. The arrangement of elements will happen like this, okay, using partitioning technique. So here A of S is nothing but the partition element. So whenever this partition happens, in the sense whatever the elements present in the left side array, that is A of 0 to A of S minus 1, all will be less than or equal to A of S. That is, the elements will be less than partition element, and whatever the elements present in the right side array, A of S plus 1 to A of N minus 1, in the sense all these elements are greater than or equal to this partition element. That is the partitioning strategy. So this is the concept of quick sort, okay. And for this example, we will implement this partitioning strategy of quick sort. So how we will implement, in the sense, for this given array, the first element you need to consider it as a pivot element, okay, and second element you need to consider it as I index. Last element you need to consider it as J index. So I index is nothing but left to right scan, okay. J index is nothing but right to left scan, okay. So here this is pivot element, this is I index, this is J index. What is the purpose of left to right scan, in the sense you have to scan and find the array element that is greater than, first greater element than the pivot element. I index will find the first greater element than the pivot element. It will scan from left to right and it will skip all the smaller elements, okay. Similarly, right to left scan of J index, if you are considering in the sense, this scan will try to find the first smaller element than the pivot element, and it will skip all the larger elements than the pivot element, okay. So I index will find a greater element than pivot element, J index will find a smaller element than pivot element. There are three situations. After identifying I index value and J index value, there are three situations will arise. First situation is this I index and J index, if it is not crossed over each other, in the sense simply exchange I value and J value, okay. Second situation is whenever the I index and J index have crossed over each other, in the sense, in that case you have to exchange the pivot element with the J index value. This is second situation. Pivot element you have to exchange with the J index value when I and J crossed over each other. Suppose if I and J is pointing to the same element, in the sense, in that case also you have to exchange with the pivot element, okay. So these are all the three situations. So now I index is pointing to 6, J index is pointing to 7. You have to scan from left to right until you will identify a first greater element than the pivot element. And J index, right to left scan, you have to scan and find the first smaller element than the pivot element. So here consider I index value is 6, 6 is greater than pivot element. So I index will stop here. J index, if you are considering 7 is greater than 2. No, you need to find a smaller element. Right to left scan will skip the greater element, okay. Decrement J. So if you are decrementing, it will point to element 1. 1 is smaller than 2. Yes. So we have identified with the I index first greater element than pivot element, with the J index first smaller element than pivot element. So what you have to do? You have to exchange I and J, because I and J is not crossed over each other here. This is situation 1. So if you are exchanging, 1 will come here, then 4, 3, 9, 6 will come here. Okay. Next, now 2 is the pivot element and I is pointing to 1, J is pointing to 7, right? Now increment I index to find the first greater element than the pivot element. 1 is not greater than 2, so increment I. 4 is greater than 2. So we have identified with I index the first greater element. Okay, so I index will stop here. I scan will stop here. Next to go to J will point here, right? We have exchanged these two elements, right? So J will point here, this position only. So now J is pointing to 6. 6 is greater than 2, right? Decrement J value to find the first smaller element than the pivot element. Decrement. 9 is greater, so again you decrement. 3 is greater, again you decrement. 4 is greater than 2, again you decrement. 1 is smaller than 2. Yes, we have identified with the J index the first smaller element than the pivot element. But here if you are considering, I and J have crossed over each other. So this is situation 2. What you have to do? We have to exchange pivot element with J index value. We need to exchange. Okay. So this is situation 2. I and J have crossed over each other. So exchange pivot element with J index value. So if you are exchanging, 1 will occupy this position, 2 will occupy this position. Remaining it is 4, 3, 9, 6, 7. Okay. So now if you are considering here, the pivot element occupied its position. Whenever pivot element is exchanged with A of J position value in the sense, the pivot element occupied its position. Okay, no need to disturb. And if you are considering the left part of the array, all the elements are smaller than pivot element, right? And if you are considering the right part of the array, all the elements are greater than the pivot element. See here, 4, 3, 9, 6, 7, all are greater. 1, it is lesser than 2. Okay, now left part of the array, already 1 element, it is sorted only. Okay, consider the right part of the array. So 4, 3, 9, 6, 7. The same procedure you have to implement. What is the procedure? First element you have to consider as the pivot element. Second element is I index. Last element is J index. I index will try to find the first largest element. J index will try to find the first smallest element than the pivot element. Okay. So I, if you are considering value is 3, it is smaller than pivot element. So increment I value. 9 is greater than 4. So I index will stop here. J index, if you are considering, you need to find a smaller element than the pivot element, right? 7 is greater than 4. So decrement J. 6 is greater than 4. Again decrement J. 9 is greater than 4. Again decrement J. Now J is pointing to value 3. 3 is smaller than 4. So with the J index, we have identified a smaller element than the pivot element. Okay. So what we have to do? So here if you are considering, I and J have crossed over each other. So you need to exchange pivot element with A of J index value. Okay. Whenever I and J have crossed over each other, you need to exchange pivot element with A of J position value. If you are exchanging 3, you will get it here. 4, you will get it here. Now the pivot element occupied its position. Whenever pivot element exchanged with A of J, a pivot element occupied its position. That is the meaning. Okay. And 9, 6, 7. So the left array, if you are considering, it is lesser than the pivot element. Right array greater than the pivot element. All the elements. Okay. So now left array, only 1 element, already it is sorted. No need. No need to consider. Only right part of the array you need to consider, that is 9, 6 and 7. So same procedure you have to implement. First element you need to consider as the pivot element, and the second element is I index, last element is J index. Okay. I index will try to find the first greater element than pivot element. J index first smaller element than pivot element. So here I index 6 is smaller than 9. So increment I. 7 is smaller than 9. Further, you cannot able to increment, right? So I index will stop here only. Then consider J index. J index will try to find a smaller element than the pivot element, right? So smaller element in the sense here 7 is smaller only. So here I and j is pointing to same position, but actually I is not finding the greater element, but this is the last element. Further, if you are incrementing, there is no other element. Okay, so I index will stop here. So in this situation also, this is situation 3. In this situation, you need to exchange pivot element with a of j position element. So in this case, a of j position element, I position element, both the same only. So you need to exchange. Now if you are exchanging, you will get 7, 6 and 9. Now pivot element occupied its position. So if we are considering, this is a skewed array. Only left part element is there, right part there is no element. Partition happens at the skewed position. Okay. So now 9 occupied its position. This is the left side array. Again, the same procedure you have to implement for left part of the array, because this is not sorted, right? So here first element is pivot element and second element is I, and this is the last element, this is j. Okay. So increment I to find the first element greater than the pivot element. You cannot able to increment further. Okay. So 6 only. Again j, if you are considering, it is smaller than pivot element. So here I and j is pointing to same position. So you need to exchange pivot element with a of j position element. So if you are exchanging, you will get 6 and 7 here, 7 occupied its position. So now the left part of the array is 6, it is already sorted only. So now all the elements in the given array is sorted. So what is the resultant array you will get at? Here first is 1 and already first partitioning element is 2. Okay, these two elements only first sorted. Next, if you are considering, it is 3 and 4. Partitioning element is 4, left array element is 3. So 3 and 4 you will get it. Among this 9, 6, 7, see here 7, 6, 9 you will get it. 9 gets already partitioned. So last element is 9 already partitioned. And here if you are considering, it is 6, 7, 7. So 4, 6, 7. So 2, 6, 4, 3, 9, 1, 7. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. So this is the sorted array you will get it. You have to implement the quick sort procedure. Okay. This algorithm is little difficult to understand, but if you are practicing with 2 or more problems, it is very easy to implement. Okay. Next, the time complexity of quick sort. What is the best case time complexity in the sense? Here basic operation is comparison. Obviously in quick sort, the basic operation is comparison only. Here you need n plus 1 comparisons. Whatever the elements you have given, suppose n size is 5 in the sense, you need 6 comparisons is required. And what is best case time complexity in the sense? Partition happens exactly at the center of the array. For example, here partitioning element is 5, here 2, 3 is there and 9, 10 is there in the sense. See here, left side also 2 elements, right side also 2 elements. If partition happens like this in the sense, this is the best case time complexity. Left side also you need to sort 2 elements only. Right side also you need to sort 2 elements only. Okay. So this is the best case time complexity, and recurrence relation is 2c best of n by 2. Why we are using 2? Because left side array 1 times you need to implement the same procedure. Right side array 1 more time you have to implement the same procedure. So it is 2c best of n by 2 elements. That is the half element only you are going to apply. Here half element will be there, here half element will be there. Totally 5 elements. 1 element occupied its position, remaining n by 2 if you are considering 2 elements on the left side, 2 elements on the right side. So if you are implementing according to Master's theorem, you will get theta into log 2n. This is the best case time complexity of quick sort. And worst case time complexity if you are considering in the sense, all split skewed to the extreme. For example, 2, 3, 7, 10 if it is there in the sense, if partition happened exactly at 10 in the sense, there is no right side element, only left side array is there. Or otherwise, 2, 3, 7, 10, and if partition happens here in the sense, left skewed, this is right skewed, this is left skewed, happens here in the sense, only right part of the array you need to implement the quick sort again. Here only left part of the array you need to implement the quick sort again. So here if you are considering in the sense, every iteration only 1 element will occupy its position. Okay, almost every iteration only 1 element only will be sorted. This is the worst case time complexity. So all split skewed to extreme, always one subarray is empty. Here right subarray is empty, here left subarray is empty, and another array will have only 1 element lesser. See here totally you need to sort 4 elements. Another array if you are considering, only 1 element will be lesser. That is the disadvantage in worst case time complexity. Example, if you are considering in an increasing array or sorted array, this kind of worst case time complexity will happen. So here total number of key comparison if you are considering in the sense n plus 1 plus n plus up to 3. And if you are implementing, you will get theta into n square is the worst case time complexity. And the average case time complexity if you are considering in the sense partition happens at any position of the mid element after n plus 1 comparison. For example, consider this array. If partition happens at 9 in the sense left side array is 3 element, right side array is 2 element. Okay. So average case time complexity is anywhere between the best case time complexity and worst case time complexity if it lies in the sense that is average case. So here left array and right array will have S element, that is a mid element, and n minus 1 minus S element. One side you will have S element, another side you will have n1 minus S. So what is the recurrence relation in the sense? 1 by n into summation S is equal to 0 to n minus 1. Here n plus 1 comparisons you need plus C average of S you need to sort, again C average of n minus 1 minus S you need to sort. So if you are implementing approximately you will get 1.39 n log to n you will get it. So this is the average case time complexity of quickshot. So this is all about what is quickshot, how to implement quickshot algorithm and its time complexity. Thank you for watching this video.